Okay, now for another fun part. This was exciting for me. I had purchased an airbrush and compressor last week, and I was going to use it on my wreath makeover. However, I didn't need to. I love the color, but I was looking forward to using it on something. So I decided to stencil this dresser, and I got out my gold metallic paint. I added it into my airbrush, and I airbrushed this Enchanted Garden stencil onto the front of the drawers. And did I ever have fun? This was the very first time I've used an airbrush. I've always wanted to try. So I just positioned the stencil exactly where I wanted it. These are smaller stencils, so I kind of had to piece it together. But I positioned it where I wanted it, and then I used painter's tape to keep the stencil in place. And I went ahead and I played with this airbrush, and I have to say the stencil turned out beautifully. I was quite surprised that when you fill, I had to dilute the metallic paint with water a little bit, and then you fill it in the air gun cup. I'm not going to pretend I know exactly how to airbrush because, as I mentioned, this was my first time, so I'm not going to give a whole lot of advice. But I was very impressed with how little paint goes such a long way because it sprays it on so nice and thin, right? So for the stencil, it's perfect because it dries super fast. It's a thin coat. I also had my heat gun on hand, so I would dry the thin coat super fast, like within 30 seconds, and then I could add on another coat if I wanted it darker within the leaves. I just kept on repeating this process by moving the stencil over and matching it up, then doing the airbrushing, holding it down with the painter's tape where need be, giving it a quick dry with the heat gun, and check this out. Doesn't it look great?